What's up, Juggalo News? Mankini here with Mankini TV, and we're chatting with Chadkini of Wilson. Chadkini, what's up, brother?
Dude, I'm just wishing that I had less clothes on so I could be as cool as you. And welcome to my band, by the way. Thank you for coming and checking out where I live.
Dude, do you have room for one more?
I got room for you. Are you serious? There's nobody else laying here, brother. It's all you.
I'm moving in tonight after Slipknot.
Oh, after Slipknot, we can tie our balloon knots. Oh!
Shit, this interview is over. Cameras are off. Everyone go home. I apologize in advance. Quick, I want to talk about your set real quick. I was actually back here doing some interviews, but I saw you covered Limp Bizkit earlier.
We did. Yes, we did.
Is that a normal thing for you, real quick?
We've done it a few times. When we did it a few times, a friend of ours that's playing in another band from Detroit here called I Prevail, they had seen it and were like, "You guys gonna play that cover?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So we just threw it out there to have some fun with those guys, you know, unbeknownstly. So yeah,
it was a badass cover.
Thank you.
Real quick for the Juggalos, Juggalettes, everybody that might be at the gathering watching, tell me about Wilson real quick, the name in general and your band.
Yeah, so the band's called Wilson. We're from Michigan. We started in East Lansing / Detroit area. I'm from Detroit. The guitarist living in Lansing, going to school. At a party, I think, and we didn't have a name. We had 4 songs, and they were like, "What do you want us to put on the flyers?" We said Wilson. 10 years ago, and we never thought about being here with Mankini inside of my van at Louder Than Life being called Wilson still. You know, it was in our brain. It was just, we're drunk, just put this on the flyer. We play rock and roll music. We play fun rock and roll. We're a light-hearted band that likes to talk about things like 2 girls and woke up, how much our cousins rule and stuff like that, you know?
I fucking love it. So as I said, I'm here with Juggalo News. I mentioned Juggalos. You're from Detroit. Earlier, before cameras were even rolling, we talked about Juggalos and whatnot. So let's get into that real quick. Do you know any Juggalos personally?
Yes, I do. I'm from Detroit, so you already answered the question. So of course I know Juggalos. I would consider myself a wee Juggalo from when maybe if you once were a Juggalo, you're always a Juggalo.
Absolutely.
All right. So when I was in middle school, I fell in love with ICP through their record Riddlebox. My friends and we would listen to this record like all of the time, and that obviously led us down the road to find out all of the stuff that came out before that, and you know, Tunnel of Love. We were stuck on it through that, but we had no place. I grew up in Port Huron, Michigan, and we had no place for live music. And we were all in bands, and knowing what those guys were doing down in Detroit and how they started their culture of how they started playing shows to people when they were constantly saying, "No, we're not going to do this." We did the same. We adopted the same ethos and just started renting halls and throwing speakers on sticks. And it was literally reading interviews and watching those guys figure out how to make what they were doing come to life that gave us the energy and wherewithal to do it ourselves. You know, so if it wasn't for Riddlebox, I probably would definitely not be here with you in my van at Louder Than Life.
Let me tell you something real quick that'll probably go far with all of Juggalos. The fact that you even mentioned Riddlebox and you're here Louder Than Life, I'm sure Juggalos are watching and going, "There's no way." So do me a favor real quick, and the first song comes from Riddlebox, you just sing it.
They call me the body man. No, is chicken hunting on that? No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. Yeah. Who's going chicken hunting? Who's going chicken hunting? Who's going? Cut a motherfucking chicken now, right?
Chadkini isn't messing with you guys, just so you know.
Not literally, like listen. That song has been stuck with me since I was in sixth grade. I probably haven't listened to that song. No offense. So let's just call it at least 10 years. I put it in once in a while, you know, and fucking rock the fucking.
No, I hear you. So let's talk more about ICP Twisted. Could you ever see yourself performing with any of these bands? Have you ever performed with ICP Twisted or any Juggalo affiliated groups?
We've been asked to do a bunch of stuff over the years, both with Twisted and ICP, and unfortunately, every time that they had a show going back in Detroit, we were either planned to be on, we were on a tour, like we were all with Megadeth once, and we were like, we can't go home. This is like a dream come true, but we just can't do it. You know, like the logistics don't work. We were out with. Actually, we were out with Guar in 2013, and we had gotten invited to do a can drive where all of the food was free. Each can of food, if you brought a can of food, you got a free admission at a show in Detroit, and we couldn't do it because we were like in California when the day was supposed to happen. Recently, I've linked up with a couple of the Twisted guys, and I don't know, maybe we'll do some stuff coming up. I love Astronomicon. I love what both ICP and the Twisted groups are doing, and I would be super pumped to get involved in any way I could. So yeah.
Right on. So we're here at Louder Than Life Music Festival. I've seen you guys actually at a few music festivals. Do you in any way feel that music festivals take away from the touring of bands?
As a band, yes. When I say that, I mean that in the best way. We have such a great, like, I would never see you in Tempe, Arizona at the Red Eye Club or whatever the fuck it is, right? So you get to come to one central location and play in front of a lot of people, right? You get to meet a lot of people, do a lot of, talk a lot of shit all day long, which is super awesome. The idea of not being able to do it for, I don't really know how to describe it, but like, if I'm not able to come back to this area in 6 months after whatever it is, after we played a fest, that really could be a benefit. Put a fucking
a negative.
Put a stick in the spokes. But I think that the festival culture is more important, if only that everybody. We're lucky enough to play early and have a bunch of fans come out, you know. But like I've been in positions where where our band has played early and there's nobody been there, or the band that has played early and nobody's been there, or nobody cared. And that's the difference between playing a small show and a large show in this magnitude. I would rather every day play a smaller club, but I'm grateful for the benefit of being able to do this because I wouldn't be able to fill a smaller club without it. So it goes hand in hand. The experience here outside of playing the show is the best experience that you could possibly have.
Respect. And let's talk about Gathering the Juggalos real quick. Could you see yourself performing there ever?
Yeah, of course. Yes, I would love to.
Right there, from his mouth, let's get Wilson at the Gathering.
Hit me up.
Chadkini, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you sitting down with me, inviting me into your van. I'm moving in tonight. I love you so much.
I love you.
Bring it in.
Yeah. Chadkini for life.